Hello, all. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. So, finally, Copilot. Yes, it's important. It's part of everybody's life. And why not in Business Center? So, with the new release, Microsoft is kind of slowly introducing Copilot into the product, but there are some glimpses that you'll see on every version. So, what comes up in version 26? It's Copilot knows what you need, what you're thinking. Now, let's talk about it. Let's see it into the product. And if there is a further video needed on it from a technical perspective, let me know. Okay, so let's get started. So when you get into your Business Central, we know that you can see all the Copilot capabilities into the Copilot and agent capabilities. Now the page name has been changed, which is interesting because now we also have agents, right? So the Microsoft article says that entering data can be time consuming and there are human errors that we can do. But for casual business user or business central users, as well as for the expert users who are whose task is to enter records into Business Central, why not use Copilot? And for that, Microsoft have added one more, which is Autofill, a production ready preview for Copilot and agent capability in the product. Now, how it works, what it does, we'll see that. Okay, so you can use it even if you are on preview or you have been using 26 or higher. So let's take an example. Let's go somewhere into the application. Let's pick vendors. Let's try items. Okay. So when you are into item record and your task is to enter day in and day out items that you would like into the system, you surely come into the screen and you enter the number. Now you'll notice then on the field where my cursor is, which is the description field, I also see a Copilot icon here. And the tooltip for this field says suggest a value for this field and related fields. So not just this field, but also the related fields that are part of it. So Copilot will start making suggestions. So let's see. When I click on this, it says working on it. So it'll start working, thinking about what you're thinking about the description of this field, and will try to suggest some kind of description. Now, as soon as it suggests, it's not yet committed. It says it's in standard item. It also suggests you that the base unit of measure should be pieces, an item category code should be parts, and the purchasing code should be dropship. Okay, maybe it looks okay, but let's move ahead and see what else we can do. Okay, I came here on cost and posting. Surely you would like to set up posting groups and all, and posting group is a drop down. So I click on the drop down and then say suggest. Now it knows that there are options available on general posting group and will start suggesting one of the valid options that it thinks that you are either mostly using or seems most relevant to this particular field. Now there will be some tips here why it is suggesting it, why Copilot suggested this. So it says frequent choice. This is the most frequent use value for this field in your company. Okay, so it is taking context of the company that you are in, not the database, the company that you are in. Okay, let's see what it is. Again, the frequently choose value. This is frequent choice, but standard item cannot be a frequently choose thing. Okay, so it says item number 1000 suggestion. It is a standard item. A generic description like standard item is appropriate. Okay, base unit of measure for sure, frequent choice, and the item is standard inventory item and suitable for dropship procurement method. Okay, in the same way you can keep going into the page and start asking it to suggest values, right? Do you think that it can do a lead time calculation? Let's see. For the replenishment system purchase, how it's doing it, again based on the company that you are in, right? Not the database, the company. Here it says that it is lead time calculation is typically expressed in date formulas 1 week for 1 week or 2 days. So that's why it's suggesting 1 week. And it's also suggested vendor number 1000 because it's a frequent choice into the Cronus database, and so on and so forth. Now what you can do when you kind of keep clicking on these values is still Copilot, as the product is, it's a Copilot, so it will help you, but the final call will be made by you. Now if you close this page, it'll just leave it, right? But if you're not aware, because you have clicked on 10 different places, on the top of your page here you will see all the suggestions that it made, and you can click on this drop down and see what all suggestion it made, and then you can uncheck whatever you think is wrong or whatever you think is not correct, and then you can keep the selected. As I always say, when you're working with the AI solutions, tell it how it performed based on all the inputs that it provided. If you think it's good, it'll actually mature the responses based on your feedback. So if you say bad or thumbs down, it means that it need to start rethinking about when somebody else in your company is trying to create an item. If you say a thumbs up, that means okay, you like the inputs that I provided, and I would continue utilizing the similar kind of set when somebody asks it. And you say keep selected, and automatically all these values will be assigned into the system on that specific field, the values that I chose. Now I didn't choose this, so if you notice it, it'll say that there's a purchasing code missing. I'll say okay, I don't need this. Good with that, right? Now let's understand it, what it can do and what it cannot. When you are drafting a new record, Copilot can suggest you value for the editable fields on that page. So it will not suggest you on the flow fields or anything that is disabled. Autofill is available for fields but not rows or columns. So you cannot work with this on a list page or a list plus page. You will need a card or a document page to kind of work on this. Now all these suggestions, as we talked about in AI world, are called grounded. The suggestions are grounded on your company data that you are logged in currently, and it can either be a recently used value, frequently used value, or based on intelligent decision based on the choices on the lookup or option field. Copilot simply suggests you the value. It is not confirming or committing that value into the database. You have all the right to discard or replace it. Now what happens if I have a custom page? We haven't talked about it, right? So let's give it a try. So in the previous video we talked about the customer thing, so let's have a look. So if I go into my customers where we have changed the cart page ID, if you haven't seen that, watch the previous video. When I click on it, it'll pop up my custom entity, and I can then see that I also see a suggestion icon here, which then helps me to kind of utilize the AI capabilities as it is working on the base product. So if you have custom entities, you don't have to do anything extra on it, right? It just takes care of it. So once I've chosen the currency or maybe amount, let's try amount. I haven't done that yet, but let's see what happens with the decimal. Okay, it was not able to suggest me the amount, but it was able to suggest me a related field, which is the currency code, which is saying that I should choose USD. What about the blocked? I have ship, invoice and all. Let me see what it suggests. Okay, it is suggesting me blank, which is the value, and then these are the 3 changes based on my page size. I did that. So remember, it's grounded on your data, all the Copilot suggestions that are being made onto your client, and it's the knowledge base that it is trained on, more or less. That's what the grounding is the company that you are logged in, and it'll start suggesting you. Okay, remember one thing: if you close the page for whatever reasons, all the suggestions that were made will be discarded, so they'll not be saved at that moment. Now if you would like to kind of get into technical nitty-gritties of it, I haven't seen the code yet, but I'm not sure that we'll be able to see everything, but let me know and we'll kind of try to explore the extension that it is part of. Now this feature is available as production ready preview for your production and also for the sandbox environment. for countries and region listed on your screen: Germany, Norway, Singapore, and other areas. As in, the language that it supports it only English, and if there is a language change happens in the future, we'll see that. But the Microsoft Azure geographies where it is being enabled are these countries. It's enabled globally everywhere, but these are the Azure geographic regions where this has been implemented. Now, do let me know you think that your customer, or if you are a customer, will help you in doing your business with the Copilot Autofill feature. And as I say, you have to do 3 things for me. 1, share this video with at least one person so that they understand that, okay, this is how AI is being introduced into Business Central. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That acts as a motivation for us, and for you it's just 1 click. And do let me know in the comments what you think about this feature. If you think it's interesting, we'll talk about it. If you think yeah, it may cause problems, how I can disable it, whatever, let me know into the comments and we can talk about it. If you want to know about the technical details, the area is comments. Okay, I'll see you sooner than later into the next video, and till then, keep learning and keep sharing whatever you're learning. Thank you and have a nice day.